Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahma Vidwaram Satgurum Brahma Vidwaram. The Upanishad is painting a very beautiful picture of the personality of a student of Vedanta. Nachiketa is the student, and what are the different qualities that he has is being presented through a story. Let us chant the verses from 6th verse onwards. I'll chant, you all can repeat. Anupashya yatha purve Pratipashya tatha pare Sasyamiva martyaf pachyate Sasyamiva jayate punaha Vaishvanaraf pravishati Atitir brahmano gruhan Tasyaitam shantim kuruvanti Hara vaivasvatodakam Asha pratikshe sangatam sunrutam cha Ishtapurte putra pashunscha sarvan Etadvrungte purushyasyalpamedhasah Yasya nashnan vasati brahmano gruhe. So Nachiketa saw his father is doing something which is not against, or which is against dharma. He says, you kept all good things for yourself and you are giving away cows which are all old, dilapidated. Those cows you are giving as dhanam. This is not the right thing. He says, Father, please look at people whom we revere in the past. Anupashya yatha purve, pratipashya tatha apare. Look at wise people right now. Whenever you are in doubt, do whatever they would have done. Because we all are like crops. After a few years, entire generation gets wiped off. Nobody is here forever, so we might as well live here doing the right thing, taking away good karma phalas with us. Sasyamiva martyaf pachyate, sasyamiva ajayate punaha. We have to be born again to experience results of karma, so may we live a very dharmic and a noble life. Then the story moved ahead, where he went to the doorstep of Yama. The attendants of Yama offered him water, offered him food, and he said, until I meet Yamacharya, I'm not going to eat, I'm not going to drink water. Fasted for 3 days. When Yama came back, wife of Yamacharya, she tells Yama that if a Brahmana comes to your home, Brahmana means anybody who has sattva guna, any noble person. If that person remains hungry, he says there are 8 things which are lost in that person's life. And the other thing she told was, this Brahmana is like Vaishvanara Agni. He is like fire. Make sure that he is quietened. This little boy Nachiketa has been hungry for 3 days. So please take this water and calm him down. Tasyetam shantim kurvanti hara vaivasvata udakam. Please take this water and calm this Brahmana down. 8 things which go away are asha. Asha means whatever things we are desiring. Pratiksha means whatever we are waiting to get. We know it will come. It's only a matter of time, it will come. Sangatam means results gained because of satsang. Sunrutam cha, results gained because of good speech. Sangatam means results gained because of satsang. Sunrutam cha means result gained because of good speech. Ishta karma means those karmas which we do for ourselves and family. Purta karma, those karmas which are done for overall well-being, for community's purpose. You all remember this or not? We discussed it. If I build a bench, put it in my backyard, which karma is it? Ishta karma. Same bench, if I put it in park, Purta karma. You can call it as Purta karma, Ishta karma and Purta karma. Ishta Purte Sangatam Sunrutam cha. And last two were Putra Pashuncha Sarvan. The joy which has to come through progeny and relatives. That is called as Putra. And Pashun means wealth. Whatever it has to give us, those results are as though not available for that person. Means it just tells us that having these 8 things is one thing. But to get joy from those things, to be happy by having those things is totally different. And to look at it differently, the one who has reverence for Atiti, reverence for Brahmana, that person is blessed with all these 8 things. That way also you can look at it. So he says, our Nachiketa is here since 3 days and he has been fasting for 3 days. Please make sure that you go quickly and calm him down. Otherwise, these are the 8 things which can go away from our home. So Yamacharya quickly goes and he is meeting Nachiketa now. You see what he tells Nachiketa, 9th verse. Tisro ratrir yadavatsir gruhe me. Tisro ratrir yadavatsir gruhe me. Anashnan brahman Athitir namasyah. Anashnan brahman Athitir namasyah. Namastestu brahman. Namastestu brahman. Swasti me astu. Swasti me astu. Tasmat prati. Tasmat prati. Trin varan vrunishva. Trin varan vrunishva. Full line I will chant. Tisro ratri yadavatsir gruhe me. Anashnan brahman athitir namasyah. Namastestu brahman swasti me astu. Tasmat prati trin varan vrunishva. Yamacharya first states whatever things Nachiketa has gone through. Means he is telling him, I know that you have fasted for 3 days. In my own house, you have been fasting for 3 days. I have been informed about it. Tisro ratrihi yad avatsihi gruhe me anashnan. Tisro ratrihi, for 3 nights. You stayed in my home. Me gruhe avatsihi. How did you stay? Anashnan avatsihi. Without eating, without drinking water, you have been staying here. Hey Brahman, who is telling whom? Our Yamacharya is telling Nachiketa. Hey Brahman means the one who has Sattva Guna. O Brahmana, noble person. Atitihi, you are my guest. And you are Namasyaha. Namasyaha means you are worthy of Namaskara. The one who is worshipful, that person is called Namasyaha. Anashnan Brahman Atitir Namasya. O Atiti, you are worthy of Namaskara. Therefore, what do I do? You are worthy of namaskara, then what am I doing? Namaste astu Brahman. He bows down to Nachiketa. He says, I bow down to you. O Brahman, I bow down. What am I asking? He says, Swasti me astu. May everything be good with me. Because just now my wife told 8 things go away. And you have been fasting for 3 days. May there be no misunderstanding. That it was not intentional. I really appreciate that you fasted. But may no consequences come to me. Namaste astu Brahman, swasti me astu. But because you fasted for 3 days, tasmat prati trin varan runishva. For each night you fasted, each day you fasted, ask 3 boons. 3 things I give you, ask whatever you want. This is a very beautiful mantra. Huh? Look at the symbolic meaning of fasting. Navaratri is coming now. Fasting is, something many people do. But why is it done? Here Nachiketa, he is reminding us, if any student wants Brahma Vidya, the prerequisite for that is some kind of Titiksha. So fasting represents mental fasting from sense objects. The intake that we do through mouth is only 1/5 of our intake. Correct? What we eat is only 1/5. There are 5 sense organs. From each sense organs we are doing ahara only. So this person is somebody who is very careful about his ahara for that duration. And Titiksha means what? Whatever experiences are coming our way, he is able to forbear them without complaining. Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji gives lot of importance to this quality of Titiksha. In Vivek Chudamani he defines it. He says, being able to forbear all inconveniences. Being able to forbear inconveniences without any kind of resistance. Without any kind of active resistance. And at the same time, no complaining. Because sometimes we can forbear, but we are waiting for that opportunity to tell somebody else. This is not even doing that. That is called as Titiksha. But you know what his result is? He says if somebody who does this, that person is blessed with a strong mind. He has not suppressed his emotions, but he has strengthened his mind. That person will attain the self-knowledge. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam, forbearing all types of inconveniences. Apratikara purvakam, without any resistance. Next line is chinta vilaparhitam, without any kind of complaining. Sa titiksha nigadyate. That is called as Titiksha. So fasting is a symbolic meaning of having this quality of Titiksha. Another reason of fasting is, we say Navaratri, right? 9 nights. Night represents darkness, where you cannot see anything. This sadhaka is praying to Bhagavan that for 9 nights, may I be asleep to sense objects. May there be Ratri for 9 days towards Vishayas. Towards sense objects, may I have total disinterest at least for 9 days. If I do it, 10th day is my Vijayadashami. 10th day is a victory that this person feels over his own mind because he stayed away from Vishayas. That is the whole part of any kind of duration-based fasting we do. It is Bhagwan's grace also. We have had countless lives, countless vasanas. if I have to counter all those vasanas, imagine how much time I need. But Bhagavan says, even if you live a pure life for 9 days, result is instantaneous. That is how he has made our mind. 9 days if somebody becomes spiritual, 10th day this person feels, I am a different person. That is Krupa of the Lord. That is how this thing is about fasting. 9 days of fasting means staying away from Vishayas, and that gives more confidence on his mind. One Mahatmaji would say, if you can't do it for 9 days, do it for 3 days. If you can't do it for 3 days, do it for 3 hours. What should I do for 3 hours? Exclusively think of God. Exclusively think of Bhagavan without any Vishayas. इससे आपको चुटकी में ब्रह्मज्ञान हो जाएगा. In a fraction of a second, knowledge will flash upon that person. Means knowledge is already there. What he is struggling with is exclusive focusing of the mind towards the truth. That will happen through different practices. That is the symbolic meaning of fasting. It is not only food fasting, but fasting from all different sense objects through different sense organs. Whatever is agitating us, that particular input we should keep away. Nothing will happen if you don't read the news for 9 days. Whatever social media might be agitating, he says fast from it for 9 days. And imagine, sometimes what you might do is, all other consumption is happening, and food we are fasting. And then we feel I'm not changing. So mind says, input is not coming only through ahara, food. Other inputs are also contributing towards texture of mind. So this Nachiketa has done for 9 days, 3 days, not 9 days, and now he is getting ready for Brahma Vidya. And Bhagwan's creation is such, whenever a student is ready, Bhagwan sends the right guidance. Whenever a student is ready for any knowledge, to send right guidance for that student is his responsibility. The only thing he asks is, what are you willing to give? If I say I am ready for learning music, having desire alone for music is not sufficient. Bhagavan asks, what is it that you are willing to commit? If you commit one thing, he commits 10 things from his side. You look at Nachiketa only. How many days did he fast? 3 days. What was the result of this fasting? 3 great boons. Not ordinary boons. 3 extraordinary boons he gets just with that fasting. Now imagine if Nachiketa had to accept whatever food and water this guards had given him. Our Kathopanishad would have ended at mantra 8. Yamacharya's wife would not have told Yama that go and pacify this Brahmana who is hungry. Already he ate, what is the point of going? Yamacharya would not have said, 3 nights you fasted, I will give you 3 boons. You say, you are happy, I am happy, you had one question to ask, right? Ask that question. That's why he had come actually. Kim svid yamasya kartavyam yanmayadya karishyasi. What is it that Yamacharya wants to accomplish through me? You will say, ask that question, I don't have anything to accomplish. He would have gone back. But that just one quality of fasting made him from ordinary to extraordinary. What this tells us is, in anything that we are seeking, what is expected from our side is little bit of tapasya. If somebody wants to learn music, if the teacher keeps the class at 5 o'clock and is willing to wake up at 4 and go to the teacher, he says that person will get this knowledge. Same thing in spiritual path also. this sadhaka is doing a little bit of sadhana. Again, our sadhana, if you see, it is nowhere close. In Puranas, even the sadhana that asuras do, it is very humbling to read. Hiranyakashipu fasts for so many days, then stands on one leg, then on one toe. Even asuras did so much of tapasya. It is just to say that whatever tapasya we do, right, we should quietly do it. Not feel that we are doing anything great. But that is the only way to invoke God's grace. Yamacharya's blessing came on Nachiketa, but it came because of his tapasya. Now, having gained this grace of his teacher, he is going to ask the first boon now. What is the first boon? 10th verse. Shanta Sankalpa Sumana Yatha Syat Vitamanyuhu Gautamo Mabhimrutyo Vitamanyuhu Gautamo Mabhimrutyo Tvatprasrushtam Mabhivadet pratitah Etatrayanam Prathamam varam rune. Full line. Shanta Sankalpa Sumana Yatha Syat Vitamanyur Gautamo Mabhimrutyo Tvatprasrushtam Mabhivadet pratitah Etatrayanam Prathamam varam rune. Do you find this Sanskrit little difficult? You do or no? Can you tell me why? A lot of sandhis, meter. Because this is a Paurusheya Grantha. This is not composed by an individual. Paniniya grammar came after Upanishads. Vedas are eternal, right? So Panini Maharshi's grammar is after these Upanishad mantras. So some of it will follow that grammar, some of it will be archaic. That's why a little bit you'll find difficulty in just the words. Somebody was telling me recently, he was trying to split all these sandhis and trying to find the verbs. I said, Upanishads are not the right place. Bhagavad Gita is good. Very straightforward verses are there. You can split it. Be happy with your progress in Sanskrit. If you apply on Upanishad, you'll be very disappointed. What is Ushan? Ushan means the one who is desirous. There is no word like Ichha. There is no word that we are familiar with because it is Apaurusheya. Remember, first class we had seen that. Vedas are Apaurusheya, not composition of human intellect. Nachiketa is very smart. In the first boon, he is actually asking 5 things. Having asked 5 things, he is reminding Yamacharya, this is 1 out of 3. He says, don't take it as 5 out of 3. This is my first out of 3 boons. You see what he says. Shanta Sankalpaha. May my father be Shanta Sankalpa. Sankalpa means, morning class only we saw, Samyakatva Kalpana. Thinking that if this thing happens, everything will be good. And that Sankalpa creates lot of mental agitations. Whenever Sankalpa is there, that Sankalpa will not allow us to sleep. When Yamacharya blesses Nachiketa, he says, "May your father sleep very well." He is not saying, "May your father be Shanta Sankalpa." He says, "May your father have good night's sleep." Means that Sankalpa is so agitating, it will not allow that person to sit quietly. And Nachiketa knows that his father loved him dearly. Because of him only, he gave away all the old cows, kept all the good cows for other people. And now, because he has come to Yamaloka, naturally his father must be thinking, if I have done that, it would have been nice. Right now, if I do this, maybe he will come back. If I do that, something will happen. It is that kind of Sankalpa which is there. It is keeping him so agitated. Please make sure that this Sankalpa is quietened. But you can quieten Sankalpa even in deep sleep. When you sleep, all Sankalpas are quietened. But the moment we wake up, everything comes back. So Nachiketa is telling Yamacharya, I don't want that kind of a result for my father. That temporarily his mind has been quietened and he has forgotten what has happened. But when we remove the hand from that rubber ball, which has been pushed in water, that same ball rebounces. Like that, whatever samsara he had before, everything comes back. I don't want that kind of a result. That is why he is asking the second thing, may my father also be sumanaha. Mana means mind. Sumana means beautiful mind. So may my father not only have freedom from anxiety, but may he also have a beautiful mind. And in Sanatan Dharma, beautiful mind is not necessarily a silent mind. A mind which is free from all thoughts, which has been totally shut down. That mind is not called as beautiful mind. Sumanaha, or a beautiful mind, is that where good thoughts are rising. Thoughts of love, thoughts of helping somebody, thoughts of being loved. If those thoughts are rising, thoughts of devotion are rising, his mind is actually not a problem. Mind becomes a problem when there are a lot of sankalpas and it keeps us swinging into past and future. That is when we say, my mind is racing, mind is agitated. So he says, may my father's mind become sumanaha. May it be beautiful. There are some more indicators given of a beautiful mind. One indicator is, this mind is such which doesn't get colored by experiences. It undergoes different experiences, but no experience lives forever and no experience leaves a deeper impression. If that can be accomplished, that mind is a pure mind. Just like our eyes, right? They see so many forms, so many colors, so many types of people come and go. But eyes don't become of different color. You'll say, what do you say, red eye, When you are angry, it's actually the mind which is angry. That is expressing in eyes, but eye by itself, if you see its red color, it doesn't become red. See is yellow, it doesn't become yellow. See is a good person, eyes don't become good. Bad person, it doesn't become bad. Same quality has been transferred to his mind. Whoever comes and goes, none of that external stimuli leaves a lasting impression on his mind. That is one indicator. Second indicator, which is very important, that is, this person with a beautiful mind is somebody who is capable of giving joy to others. We go and spend time with that person, we get so much joy just by meeting that person. That is one indicator of sumanaha, beautiful mind. it is said, in each and every one's heart, Bhagwan resides. Right from Balvihar we teach children, huh? Where is God? We say God is in our heart. If God is in our heart and this body is there, that means what? Every person is a moving temple. If you look at it that way, you go to a temple to meet God, and the structure is there which is hosting this idol where Bhagwan is there. Here also there is this body which is the structure, and in that body resides Parameshwara. Now whoever comes to meet that person, this person is able to give prasada. That prasada is his prasannata. Prasannata means cheerfulness. If that he can accomplish, that is one sign of a beautiful mind. In many temples they say, right, the prasada never runs out. Whoever comes will get prasad. Is in this temple also, his prasannata prasada never runs out. Whatever might be going on in his life, when it comes to vyavahara, he has trained his mind such that he is always cheerful in vyavahara. Bhagwan calls this as manasika tapasya. Manah prasada saumyatvam. Manah prasada, he uses that word prasada, 17th chapter, Bhagavad Gita. Whatever he is going through, when it comes to giving others, he is always giving prasannata, cheerfulness. Nachiketa is saying, may my father have that kind of cheerfulness. Not only his mind is free from anxiety, but it has also become beautiful. Shanta Sankalpaha Sumanaha. Yatha Syat. Then he says, Vita Manyuhu. Vita Manyuhu means, Manyu means anger. Vita Manyu means free from anger. Means I know he casually said few words. He said, I will give you to Lord Death. And I held on to it, took them to be really a matter of fact, and have come here now. I know he must be angry with me. So when I go back to him, may he not have this anger. Vita Manyuhu. This particular word, Manyu, it comes in Sandhyavandanam mantras. If you are chanting it, Suryascha, Mamanyuscha, Manyupatayascha, Manyukrutebhyah, Papebhyo Rakshantam, Yadratrya, Papamakarsham, Suryascha Mamanyuscha. This person is praying for forgiveness to Sun God. Mamanyuscha. Please forgive me for my anger. I might have gotten angry in the morning, so I am praying for forgiveness in the evening. Evening Sandhyavandanam, that is a prayer. And evening Sandhyavandanam, he is praying to Agni Bhagwan that please forgive this anger which I had, because it's only a matter of time, it will push me into doing something wrong. Papebhyo Rakshantam. Anger is the fuel which will push us into some erroneous action. He says, please save me from this anger. So this little boy, Nachiketa, is telling, Father, should be free from anger. O Yamacharya, please bless me with this. 3 things he has asked already. Now 4th thing is very wonderful. 4th and 5th is together. He says, Tvat prasrishtam mabhivadet pratitaha. Tvat prasrishtam means having released by you. Having released by you, when I go back, may I go back to my father only. Because which sharira jiva has to get, jiva doesn't have choice. If you go to different loka, from there to come back, it is not based on jiva's choice where he will come back. So here Nachiketa is telling Yamacharya, please make sure that when I go back, I don't go here and there. I should go straight back to my father. And when I go to my father, if he is angry with me and he's upset with me, doesn't love me, what is the point? He says, I should go back in such a way, ma abhivadet pratitah. Looking at me, he should love me. Means what? I should win his trust. I should win his trust. This is what I am seeking from you. These are two different things. Being good is one thing. Winning the trust of the other person is totally different. Until when should one be good? Or what is the point until which we should keep going? Is it until we really win the trust of the other person? Because from our side we can do certain things, and that alone is not sufficient. Otherwise, Nachiketa could have said, right, I am doing the right thing. I will go and tell whatever I have to tell. I will go back to Father. Whether he loves me or not, what do I have to do with it? He says, no, I have to go back. At the same time, I should win the trust of my Father. And now he reminds him, Etat trayanam prathamam varam rune. This is my 1 out of 3 boons. Please note. Etat trayanam prathamam varam rune. This is what I am asking. This just tells us what is the mindset of a student of Vedanta. Student of Vedanta is somebody who is very, very sensitive towards the well-being of the people who have nourished him. Very sensitive towards the needs and well-being of the people who have nourished him. Starting from parents. Now apply this definition to whichever altar, wherever nourishment has come from. Starting from parents, he feels gratitude. Going to relatives, he feels gratitude. Nation, he feels gratitude. Wherever he has received nourishment, there he feels a sense of duty. That is the beauty of a student of Upanishad. Because many times you might feel spiritual path is a selfish pursuit. You are not concerned about the world, only about our moksha. That's why Swami Vivekananda he said, Atmano mokshartham jagat hitayacha. Our spiritual pursuit is twofold. For our own realization and for well-being of others. And when we say others, it starts from immediate family. The one who feels grateful to whatever he has received, that person is called as Kritajna. Kritajna. Nya means knows. Kruta means whatever has done to him, whatever has been done to him, that he remembers. What is the translation of Kritajna in English? Gratitude. But sometimes we feel gratitude is an action. But really speaking, gratitude is more of understanding or knowledge. That's why the word janati is there. Janati means he knows and he remembers whatever has been done to him. And one who forgets it is called as Krutagna. Krutam hanti iti. So whatever nourishment he has received from all these altars, starting from parents, relatives, institutions, country, nation, the thought he has is, what have I received from them? One who forgets it, that is called as Krutagna. So student of Vedanta, the first quality he has is Krutajnata. Having that gratitude and starting with his father. That's why 1 out of these 3 boon, he is asking exclusively for his father. Now Yamacharya is very happy. 10th boon is the request, 11th boon is granted already. 11th verse is, boon is being granted. You see what he says? Yatha purastad bhavita pratitah Yatha purastat bhavita pratitah Audalakira runirmat prasrishtah Audalakira runirmat prasrishtah Sukham ratri shaitavitamanyu Sukham ratri shaitavitamanyu Tvam dadrushivan Tvam dadrushivan Mrityumukhat pramuktam Mrityumukhat pramuktam. Entire line. Yatha purastad bhavita pratitah Audalakira runirmat prasrishtah Sukham ratri shaitavitamanyu Tvam dadrushivan mrityumukhat pramuktam. Yamacharya, without hesitating, grants the first boon. He says, Yatha purastat bhavita pratitah. As your father saw you before, in the same way he will see you now. Yatha purastat. As he saw you before, as he loved you before, in the same way he will love you now. In the previous verse, what was the name that Nachiketa used for his father? You see the second line? Vitamanyuhu Gautamo Mabhimrutyo. So one name of his father is Vajashravas. Second name of his father is Gautama. Yama says, I know two other names, which you might not know, but I know. He is also known by Audalaki. Audalaki means son of Uddalaka. Audalaki or Aruni. Your father, who is also having these names, Audalaki or Aruni, Mat Prasrishtah. By my grace, when you go back, he will recognize you and love you in the same way that he loved you before. Now he is so delighted, very quickly he gives the other things also. What did Nachiketa ask? Shanta Sankalpa. Now Yamacharya says, Sukham ratrihi shaita vitamanyuho. Your father will have good night sleep. He will sleep happily at night. Meaning his sankalpas which are there, they will not bother him. And he will also be vitamanyuho. No anger. That anger will go away from him. Tvam dadrushivan. Dadrushivan means drushtaman. Having seen you, mrityumukhat pramuktam. Coming from mrityuloka, coming from my loka, when he sees you, all these things, whatever you asked for, your father will get. Now there are a lot of things packed in this verse, the symbolic side of it. Sometimes we have a question, if I become spiritual, do others in my family get the benefit of me becoming spiritual? We hear both answers. Some people say no. It is everybody's karma. They have to do their own karma. Then only they will benefit. How come you send one person to temple and all four get the benefit? They themselves have to go to get it. But you see what Upanishad says. Nachiketa's father had agitations of mind. Nachiketa's father had anger. He even went on to do some little bit, what do they say in Hindi? Hera-feri. With regards to dharma. Tried to cut corners. And who was a sadhaka? Who fasted for 3 days? Nachiketa. Who went to meet Yamacharya? Nachiketa. And who is getting the result of all these things? A beautiful mind, calmness of mind, peaceful mind? Nachiketa's father. So whenever we have this question, we should remember this verse. If one person in the family becomes spiritual, result of that comes to the entire family. We should never have doubt. In our Puranas it is said, for a person like Nachiketa, even rains come because of this person. For this person's benefit, rain will come. But when it rains, it will not rain only on his house. Those who are around, they will also get the benefit of this rain. Like that, this person in the family who is spiritual is like that Satpurusha. Whatever results are coming to him, it will also benefit those who are around. Upanishad is pramana. We should not go by tarka. Don't go by logic here. Sadhana is being done by Nachiketa, but he is praying for results for his father. You can explain through karma also, but this one is sweeter. Not having this doubt that if one person becomes spiritual, results come to entire family. Second point is, are we independent in having anger or love towards somebody? Or put it other way, are we independent in receiving love and anger from somebody? Or is there some other factor which is contributing? You think of it, Nachiketa's father. Is he independent in having anger towards Nachiketa? Or is it being governed by Yamacharya's blessings? He says overnight his anger will go away. Overnight he will start loving you. It is true that our transactions contribute towards love and anger. If I have a very sharp personality, it will invoke anger from the other side. There is one doha which says, "O rasad jhumata aapne inke phatata anga." There was a banana plantain tree and another thorny cactus, both side by side. And that cactus tree, whenever it would, there would be wind, it would start swaying, just like this. And this other banana tree which would be there, the leaves would get torn. And this tree would wonder, why is it so bothered about me? I am just swaying in the wind. Why is it getting bothered by me? So Mahatmas give this example to say that if Vyavahara is not good, transaction is not good, that will bring some or the other difficulty. It is true. But transaction alone is not the governing factor to get experience from the world. You see, there is some unseen factor also which is contributing towards love and anger. That is what is seen in this mantra. Nachiketa's father, whether he will love Nachiketa or not, Yamacharya says, my blessing will decide. So when we get some anger from the world outside, that time we should remember this. Because sometimes what we feel, I was so good to this person. I did all the right things. But why am I getting this other experience? It is not only our immediate Vyavahara. There is some other thing also, unseen factor also, which is coming back as an experience through that person. So whenever he sees anything not going according to the way that he wants, his attention doesn't go to the person. His attention goes on karma first. He says, what can I do differently so that these results can be countered? Or something that I have done in the past is just coming back as this result. It's a lot of inner strength for that. Another thing about this verse is, Yamacharya says, I know the account of every jiva very well. By telling the 4 names. First name was Vajashravas. Second name was Nachiketa told Gautama. He is telling your father also has two more names, Audalaki and Aruni. Means every jiva, what is his background history? Everything is known by Bhagavan. We have SSN number, right? Social Security. You put one thing, everything comes. Like that, there is one cosmic way of gathering data and saving data. He is Yamacharya's agent, he is called as Chitragupta. Chitragupta. An English translation of Chitragupta? Candid photographer. He doesn't tell us to smile and take a picture. Whatever we are doing, wherever, he takes a picture. Then when you go to Yamaloka, everything is available. Oh, you did this, you did this. That is a meaning actually. Gupta means hidden. Chitra means one who takes pictures. The one who takes pictures without being seen, that person is Chitragupta. So all these karmas of that jiva is recorded very well in Bhagavan's books. Same thing is said in Bhagavatam, other Puranas, in a Pauranic way. When Bhagavan Krishna, he graduates from Sandeepany Rishi's ashram, he tells Sandeepany Rishi, I want to give Guru Dakshina. Sandeepany Rishi says, I don't need anything. But he asks his wife. Wife, she tells, my son, I had lost him long time back. If you can, please get him back. Bhagavan Krishna quickly goes to Varun Devata, precisely knows where that jiva is, and he brings him back, gives him to Sandeepany Rishi's wife. Now that whole story is just to show that the gati of jiva, the destination of jiva, the location of jiva, the one who knows precisely, that is Bhagavan. In fact, that is one definition of Bhagavan. Jivanam agatam gatim. The one who knows which jiva is where and which jiva has to go where, that is Bhagavan. So that Yamacharya says, all of it I know very well. Jivanam agatam gatim. I know it well. So your father will not have any of these things. Whatever you asked for, he'll be having a quiet mind, beautiful mind, free from anger. When you go back, he will also love you. So you are going back for sure, but when you go back, you are going to be happy. Now the next one is very interesting topic, which you won't get to hear in many Upanishads. This is talking about how to go to Swargaloka. Generally, Upanishads don't talk about it. And Nachiketa is going to ask that I know that Swarga is a beautiful place. Please tell me that knowledge by which I can go there. But only when you hear his third boon, you come to know that he is not asking the first and the second boon for himself. Third boon, when he asks about self-knowledge. And Yamacharya says, you are already going to Swarga, right? Why do you need self-knowledge? He says, no, that was for others. Whoever wants to go to Swarga, let them go. Let them have knowledge of it. But I want only this self-knowledge. So second boon actually is talking about devotion. Second boon is talking about bhakti. How should we do bhakti such that we can have a happy life here and happy life hereafter? That is the main topic. What happens generally is, in Bhagavad Gita, all topics are very clearly defined. If somebody asks you, is there devotion mentioned in Bhakti Yoga? Or devotion mentioned in Bhagavad Gita? What will you say? Of course, yes. Bhakti Yoga, chapter 12 is devotion. But if somebody asks you, is there Bhakti mentioned in Kathopanishad? You should not say, oh, Bhakti, we never studied. I don't know if Bhakti is mentioned in Kathopanishad. Second boon that Nachiketa is asking is about bhakti. See, Upanishadic time, they would use the word Agni. Agni, all the Devatas' names will be used. We have to understand it as Bhagavan. If it is said knowledge of Agni, we have to understand it as knowledge of Bhagavan. If it is said Upasana of Agni, how should we understand it? Bhakti of Bhagavan. Upasana, switch it with the word Bhakti, devotion. How to understand this and what are the different facets of devotion, that will come in this second boon. Very nice topic. Different questions children ask also. Where is Swarga? Who has seen Swarga? How far is it from here? And when we go there, what kind of sharira we get? What kind of body we get? Different facets will be answered in this mantras that we will see in the next session. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.